you guys doing? This is Hybridsteel, and I'm here to show you how you're going to be starting Volcalidus. Yeah, Volcalidus. I'm still getting to grips with the name, okay? So, you've probably done your little mission where you've delivered your box around the map, or you've watched my video and you've gone, I need to do that first because it's good for money. And yes, doing that first mission is a really good start. It gives you 1,250 coins, which is more than what we got when we first started on Bastion. If you didn't know what the original island was called, it was called Bastion, right? But yeah, we started at Ember Cradle. We had no money. All we had was a pan, a bucket, and a shovel. Very similar to how we're starting today. The difference between Bastion and Volcalidus is we don't need the bucket, okay? Now, the reason why we don't need the bucket is because we're doing ice on lava, which means ice melts in lava. So I can take my pan, waddle over to the lava field, which is next to the plot, stick it in there, go and get my spade, pick up my spade, and dig straight into the pan. It's amazing. Now, if you want to get rid of the lava, obviously get it and then chuck in. And there you go. We've got two bits. We've got our brand new element, which is hard stone. I will talk about that a little bit later. And we've got some iron, which is amazing. Now, you can play it the original way. You can get your bucket, you can dig out a hole and get down to the bottom level. And at the end of the day, getting down deeper obviously will get you more size, so you get more money out of the things you're selling, and that's good. Now, if you're not really worried about that too much and you feel like you've done too much digging and you want to sort of like take things a little bit more simpler, you have the ability to. For me personally, Dawn Rest is a little bit of a time waster for me. Now, the reason why is because I just want to get onto a big plot of land. I want to span out and go from there. Now, if you are happy digging out, I have no problems with that. Carry on digging and being happy, and that's all good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you can do with your 1,250 coins. Now, that does mean we do have to go to the shop. So let's go. We need to go to the shop. We need to pick up our first ever drill, because drills in this game are a little bit different. I will be releasing a video on drills a little bit later on. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to build the bare necessities in order to automate our earnings so we don't have to do anything. Gives you a bit of time to chill out, relax, or look around the map and like get to grips with what's around you and just basically go from there. So first off, let's go to Newglade. Alright, so to start with, 1,250 coins may sound quite a lot of money, but it's not really a lot of money, and I'll explain why. Now first off, 1,250, all good. These are the new drills. They are lava drills. Now, if you do notice, they do have 3 red skulls next to the speed bonus and the output size bonus. That basically just means that they're going to be a little bit crud to start with. Now, you can get 2 of them. Now, the problem with that is that's going to cost you 900 quid, which means it doesn't give you a lot of money to get with piping. So, I'm only going to buy 1 for now. So, we're going to buy 1 drill. And, oh no, it's been locked off. And that will be explained later. Well, that, basically, when you unlock tier 1 and you go and put the store down and you build the store, when you've done that, you get the ability to buy the miniatures for the drills that you can go and use at the forge. Now, I'm going to buy myself a toolkit as well. That's 650 quid. And we are done. Well, at this store at least. The next store I need to go to is next door, which is fantastic. Literally right over here. Now, Max did make the buying and selling the buying points a little bit more sort of like lava truck friendly, so that means we can reverse straight onto the cake, which I need. I'm going to need a couple of these as well. So what we do, we'll just chuck it all into the back of the truck. And we just get, I'm going to get 6 corners. I need 6 pans. No, I just need 1 more pan for now. For now, that's all I need. And get 2 concrete blocks. All will be explained. Don't worry. If I get a T-pipe as well at the same time, we'll be fine. Now, that's $299. Doesn't leave us with a lot of money, which is a bit of a shame. And yeah, so that's basically all we need for now. I'm going to make my way back to Dawn Rest and we'll go from there. All of this will be explained a bit later. We definitely need one of these later, just haven't got enough money. So, first off, we need to make some cash. I'll see you back at Dawn Rest. And welcome back. Alright, cool. So we've got our pan, we've got our spade, and we've got our bits and pieces. Okay, so the reason why we bought X amount of stuff is because, well, I'm going to automate a cheaty system to start with. Now, Max did put this in the game. We are able to do this, and it is okay. So it's alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed a drill straight into a pan. And yes, I know it's not worth as much money as it could be, but the plus side to it being worth a little bit is, well, it doesn't take me longer to earn stuff. That's basically what we're going for right now. I need to just leave this on autopilot for a little bit and just, well, wait, really. And that's all you need to do. I mean, or you can go back, you can go and do it the old school way, which is literally just play the game and be happy. You don't have to do this. It's just because I've done this so many times already, this for me is a better system. Yeah, so this is the more sort of, I would say, cheaty way of starting. Anyways, so what we need first is we need to put lava hurts, by the way. Yeah, right, we need to put our pan a little bit further out than that. That should just about do it. We need to take our drill off. We need to put some snow on top of the block, and then we need to tie the drill back on, jump to my concrete block and turn this bad boy on, and there we go, automation. And that's how we're going to start. And basically the reason why I bought the tool bag is because by the time you've used sort of like 3 or 4 spanners, you've usually got enough money. Now this is where it gets a little bit sort of like boring for people who use this system to start with. All you have to do is wait. Yeah, it gets a little bit slow. So the pros and cons of this system is for people like myself who just want to go off to go off and get a new plot of land, you just leave this running for a bit and it's all good. For the people who genuinely just want to play the game and be happy, you've got the ability to, and I'm going to be honest, I'll show you that as well. So it's basically similar to the same way that we all played the game on the original. You basically take your bucket, you take a pan, plop it in the lava, right, and then you go to part of the land and dig a hole. Now this will probably earn you a lot of money quicker, and the reason why is because once you dug deeper, you're obviously getting like bigger pieces of like ore, so it does depend on what you're aiming for. Now for me, the automated system is just a way that anyone can play the game, set it up and actually learn, like, I would say, the basics to automation, and at the end of the day, at least it's done, isn't it? And you don't have to really worry about too much. This way is, well, it's a little bit of a sort of like, well, it's a pain in the butt in it, you know, when you're digging, you're just digging. Now you can, however, you could do the whole like drip system, where you would basically bring out a line of piping and mine your way through to the bottom of the ground. That is a feasible way of doing things as well. But, you know, it's depending on how you want to play the game. I'm only here to basically give you some advice on how to start the game. At the end of the day, you create your own path in life. That's just how it is. And if you're willing to take a bit of time, digging's always going to be the way. If you don't really want to bother with, like, you know, digging yourself a little hole and so on and so forth, and you don't want to expand a mine out, then use the little automated system. It won't earn you as much money, but, you know, it just takes you a little bit of time to actually get it done. That is the pain part. It's just time on that one, because all the bits are really small. What we'll do is we'll pop this up here. I'll grab one more bucket full. That's our bits and pieces. That's what we do need. So what we can do with this is we can take this to the jewelers to start with. Now, unfortunately, there is no other jeweler in the game, apart from the one back at Lumberton Harbour. So we do need to go back there so we can go and sell this stuff, so we can be all good. The reason why I need to sell this stuff is because we need to buy a few more bits and pieces. Now, I'm hoping with the small amount that I have got, I am able to get like a hand sorter. Hand sorter are actually quite a good thing in this version. It was never a big thing in like the original version, because we were able to sort things out quite quickly and earn like a decent amount of money to start with. And when it comes to hand sorter in this, if you're playing on surface level dirt, which is what the automated system is technically doing, the hand sorter is basically something you really do need. And thankfully, a lot of the niggles, I would say, have been fixed out of the hand sorter, which is quite nice. 172. That's not bad for what, 5 buckets? So we'll take that, plop it on there. We got 473, I think that was. 473, and we'll use the little shop here. So Lumberton does have its own little shop, which is quite handy. If you need quick supplies and you're at dawn rest, it's a good place to be. Okay, so we need a hand sorter, which is 165 skidoodles. I need 2 more blocks. And if you've ever used a hand sorter before, you know why we need 2 more blocks. Now, I could have reversed the truck on here, but, you know, didn't want to. Okay, and I need 6 pans. 6. Getting started with Hybridsteel. How much money do I have? I have 473. I don't think I've got enough to buy the stone. No, still 340. That's the last thing we need to buy, and then we're good. Don't worry, I'll explain why. Alright, again, back to dawn rest. Alright, so our little thing is still running. We probably won't need the bucket anymore, but, you know, I mean, for you guys, you might want it. It's all good. Okay, so I just need to cut the block out of the snow. And that's block number 1. So now I need block number 2. Which is going to be right there. Rightio. Okay. I need to remove this out a second. And I need to put in a T-pipe. I put it there. All good. Right. So the lava itself, when it's dripping like this from a tier 1 sort of lava area, you'll be able to burn through the actual snow. I personally don't like doing that. So I try and connect my machines up before I go anywhere near that. Just the way I do things. You don't have to do the same as me. I might be a pipe short, which is going to be a pain in the butt. Well, that's a little bit annoying. I'll be back in a second. Right, I have my spare pipe. Don't worry. Alright, so let me just clear this. Okay, the main reason why we did this is because we need to get like some of the elements. So we need our gold, our core stone, we've got our hard stone, new element, don't worry, it's all good, and we've got our shard. There we are. So the bare necessities of life when it comes to like Hydroneer at least. Right, so let me pop that down. We need to get all my pans out now. The reason why we need to do this is because, well, in order to really start, you need to separate things off. And I'll explain why in a second. Let me just pop this over here. Excellent. Okay, cool. So obviously with the hand sorter, it's still a little, it's not as temperamental as it used to be. But you do have to get your placement right. Now placement, when it comes to the main vent, which is going to come out underneath the pad, because it's angled up a little bit, it's going to create a sort of rainbow shape with your actual elements. So always aim towards the back end of the first square. And that's how I do it. That's how it, you know, it's just basically aim for the back end because of the arc that's going to happen. The other pan, obviously put near enough, so bang in the middle, it'll just flow in and it's all good. Now, my feet hurt. Right, let me just turn this off. And now we have a full pan of lava-infested gems. Fantastic. Again, to cool it off, get some snow, stick it in. There we go. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of elements in there. Now, one of the improvements that did happen are going into 3.0, which is what the base game is up to, and the DLC is when you pick up a pan full of stuff, there's not as much lag. I will say, though, if you put loads of stuff in it, like 4 spannerfuls worth of stuff, that's how I measure it out, 4 spannerfuls. So if you repair that drill 4 times, this pan, it will take about a second or 2 to like load it, and then when you're running around it's fine, you can just drop it down and it's all good. But as soon as you let go of it again, it takes a second or 2 to load and it'll just drop the pan. There's not as much collision data in this version now, so we're all happy and lappy, all good. Right, now I'm going to take my piece of gold, stick my gold on top, and even with this amount of stuff that's in this pan, there's not as much lag, and it's all good. And there's no stuff stuck in the hand sorter as well. So there we go. That's our first one. So let me just whack that over there. I need to do the same to this one, even though there's not as much in here. Perfect. Fantastic. Right, so that's 1 pan full of gold. Oh, I feel like a proper prospector now. So yeah, Max gave us a reason for using the hand sorter again, which is quite nice. Me personally, when it comes to a mining game, it's always good to start from the basics and work your way up. Hand sorting is one of those basics. You know, you sort of just need to do it every now and then. And that's basically how we're going to be starting off. Now there is one more thing you do need to pay attention to, and that is our brand new element, which is hard stone. Now hardstone, we need to be able to buy the hardstone compressor and a keypad. So I need to make a little bit of money. Now I can get rid of gold because for what I remember, I don't really need gold to start with, but I also don't need cloutium or corestone and the gems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these in. I'm going to take these to the jeweler and we're going to go make a little bit of money quick. And then the last bit of how to start Hydroneer. Back at the jewelers. Take all my high value stuff, whack it in. 820 quid. That's about enough. Now, thankfully, we can buy everything we need from this shop, which is very handy. Right, so that's my grand. We need this. We need this. And a couple of bits and pieces. Depending. Now, this one here, I will cover in another video. And the reason why is because it needs a sort of setup. The reason why it needs a setup is because obviously there is no way of getting water here. It's all lava. Okay? So in order for you to get water, you need this. And this. And a couple of drills. And piping. And conveyor belt. And a harvester. And basically that's the next step. That's the next step for you to get your setup. For now, I'm basically just covering how to get yourself started so it doesn't come across as too confusing. And the reason why, I've got to be honest, when we all sort of like sat in for testing, like most of us sat here and we were asking a question a minute, because obviously this system is new to us. Like a hardstone maker is new, hardstone itself is new. How do we produce water? So we were knocking our heads together a little bit because we all had to figure it all out. So now you get an idiot like me trying to explain it to you and it's all good. So what I'm showing you in this video is how to get yourself started earning a little bit of cash, so then we can expand out your operation and you can take it from there. At the end of the day, if I cover the basics and you take those basics on as information, that's all you needed to do, and then it's all good. If you feel like you can do it yourself and you can work it out yourself, have fun, because yeah, that's just part of the game. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Right, back to Dawn Rest for our final piece. All right, the last piece of our operation before we go automated. And we might be able to do this a little bit more sneaky, sir. Let me just move all my stuff over a little bit because I've got to be honest, it's all sort of in the way. So this is the last thing that you're going to be needing to start with before you go into like a slightly larger like build. At the moment, we can only build 10 stone. Now, if we chuck a logic pad on the top of it, I know this seems a bit scary, but actually it's not as scary as you think it is. Don't worry, it's pretty tame. Okay, so I'm going to go for a 40 block. So cancel off the keypad, go for a 40, push play, and now we've got 0 of 40. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my hardstone here, jump, chuck it in, and out comes a block of 40 hardstone. Now, this is where you're probably sitting there going, so what do I do with hardstone? Why have I got hardstone? Well, you sort of need it as a building block. Now, my unfortunate part is I don't have an anvil, and I don't have a hammer, and I don't have a mould, so I'm going to need one. So for what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off my drill for now. We're all good. I need to go and get myself an anvil and a hammer and some bits. I hope I've got enough at 461 coin. Okay, let's get a few things set up then, shall we? Obviously, anvil. And as you can see, the furnace has been upgraded. Iron grates! It's so good. It means that we don't have to mess around with flat surfaces anymore. It works. It's all good. I've got to be honest. Like, when I saw that, I was like, breath of fresh air. It's all nice. Right. I've got my hammer just in case we want to create something. Alright, so I need to basically forge the iron first. I need to pop that in there. Good. And we're fine. Alright, so now I'm going to take my iron bar and my stone here. And we're going to go over to the new glade, and I'm going to show you what you can do with your stone, because stone is important. Well, for about the first... Well, it's important for the first bit of the game, at least. You need to unlock all the shops and other bits that are laying around in the game. I will cover those in videos as well later, but for now, I'm just going to show you the importance of hardstone and making sure you've got enough of it. Alright, so I'm going to take my 124 coins, put them in the box over here. First things first, jeweler. tier 1, and this. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got enough for a jeweler. I've got enough though for the tier 1 shop. This gives you a rough idea of how hardstone works, okay? So, tier 1, $50. I have 74 Hydrocoin left. That's very, very little. I'm going to take my tier 1 box and we're going to go over there where that green box is. So, empty plot of land. You take your box, you put your box down, and it tells you what you need. Hardstone block 20, hardstone block 20, iron bar 30. I hope I've got enough. Right, this is definitely enough. It says so on the board. I've got 40 of 20. That's fantastic. And now I take my iron bar. 77.6 out of this. And then we push our button. And then we build a store. And there we go. And that's our tier 1 store. Anything that you need returning comes back to you in the form of bars out the front of the shop. And then from here, I've now got access to smelters, miniatures, new spades. I've got these as well. And I've got another drill. As you can see with this one, it's a 1-star drill. And that means it's better than the one I've already got. And we do have the ability to buy tier 1 TNT logic as well, which is nice. Now, with the miniatures, I will explain those in another video. They do need their own sort of video, unfortunately. But I do get to buy I can buy the rake as well now, which is good. And with a pickaxe if we need it. So we do have the ability to actually buy these pieces of equipment now. Me personally, the first two, the important stores you need are definitely tier 1. And you definitely need the jeweler, because then wherever you are on the map from now on is depending how close you're going to be to a jeweler of some kind. And yeah, that's basically how to start Hydroneer with Volcalidus. And that means this video is coming to an end. If you do want to see any more of this and you've got any questions, down in the comment section below, I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I'm always going to be around to answer pretty much everything. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in another video. Now I've got to grind out because we now need to upgrade. I now need to get some money together, basically, so we can carry on this little adventure together. So until my next one, I'm going to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye for now.